Let me ask you something that might sting. Actually, let's be honest. It might sting a lot. How many hours, how many days have you spent waiting for the perfect moment? How many times have you held your phone, scrolling through other people's highlight reels, drafting plans in your mind, waiting for that sudden flash of motivation that will finally turn you into the person you promised yourself you would be years ago? You glance at the calendar and it says 2026. The future isn't coming anymore. It is here. It is staring at you. And yet, when you look in the mirror, it's easy to see that you're still the same person, made those promises in 2025, 2024, and 2023. We live in a world that is obsessed with sudden breakthroughs. We are addicted to the montage. You know the movies I'm talking about. The hero goes from broken to champion in 3 minutes, set to exciting music. We see the sweat, the struggles, the late nights, and then boom, they win. We have been trained to believe that success is an event. We think if we just push ourselves hard enough for a week, or starve ourselves for a month, or grind 18 hours a day for a quarter, our lives will change forever. Here's the brutal truth that nobody wants to say. That kind of extreme effort is not just unsustainable, it is a trap. It is designed to keep you stuck in a loop of disappointment. You are not failing because you lack passion. You are not failing because you don't want to bet enough. You are failing because you are trying to transform your whole life in a day, instead of improving your life 1% at a time. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day, but they dramatically underestimate what they can do in a year. You wake up with a surge of energy and say, I'm going to change everything. You go to the gym for 2 hours. You throw out all the junk food. You buy the books. You meditate for 30 minutes. You do it for 3 days, maybe 4. But then soreness sets in. Life gets in the way. Your boss yells at you. Your kids get sick. That rush of motivation fades. And because you're not seeing immediate results, you quit. You look at the mountain in front of you and realize how far the summit is. And you retreat to the bottom because it feels safer. This is the tragedy of human nature today. We would rather suffer the familiar pain of regret than endure the unfamiliar pain of discipline. But there is a secret the people you admire have discovered. They stopped chasing the home run. They stopped trying to win the lottery of success. They started playing a different game entirely. They embraced the philosophy of small daily improvement. There is a concept from Japan called Kaizen. After World War II, industries had to rebuild with almost nothing. They didn't have resources for massive overhauls. All they could do was make things a tiny bit better every day. Just 1%. It sounds meaningless, doesn't it? 1% is invisible. No one will notice. Your spouse won't notice. Your bank account won't notice. You won't even feel different. That is why so many people ignore it, and that is why it is so powerful if you use it. Let's look at the math, because numbers don't lie. If you get 1% better every day for a year, you don't end up 365% better. No, because of compounding, you end up 37 times better. Think about that. 37 times the person you are now, 37 times the discipline, 37 times the wealth, 37 times the peace. But here is the scary truth. If you get 1% worse every day, if you cut corners, skip that rep, eat that extra slice of cake, delay that difficult conversation, you don't stay the same. You slide. And after a year, you are almost zero. You become a shadow of your potential. There is no neutral ground. You are either climbing or sliding. And the slide is quiet. No alarms go off when you skip the gym. You don't get a heart attack the first time you procrastinate. Your brain says, hey, we got away with it. Let's do it again tomorrow. And slowly, day after day, that 1% decline compounds until you wake up a year later, looking at a stranger in the mirror, wondering how your life fell apart. It didn't happen overnight. It happened in 1,000 tiny moments you thought didn't matter. But you can reverse this right now in 2026, but only if you stop being an amateur. The amateur practices until they get it right. The professional practices until they can't get it wrong. You have to stop chasing the flashy results and start loving the boring process. Let me tell you a story. Trent Dermid, he wasn't famous. He wasn't a guru. He was a 23-year-old stockbroker in a small town in Canada. A rookie. Nobody expected much. But while everyone else chased big deals or the magic script, Trent did something strange. On his desk, he placed 2 jars, one empty, one filled with 120 paper clips. Every morning, he started with the full jar, He picked up the phone and made a sales call. If they hung up, fine. If they yelled, fine. If they bought, fine. After the call, he moved one paper clip to the empty jar. He didn't leave his desk until all 120 were moved. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't exciting. It was monotonous. It was a grind. But within 18 months, Trent was bringing in $5 million to the firm. By age 24, he was making a fortune. Why? Was he smarter? No. More talented? No. He simply created a system to force consistency. He made the invisible visible. He focused on the paperclip, not the $1 million. So what is your paperclip? What is the one small, boring, repetitive thing that, if done every single day in 2026, will make your success inevitable? Maybe it's writing 500 words. Maybe it's making 10 calls. Maybe it's just making your bed. The point is, start small. Make it visible. Make it unavoidable. The future is not waiting. Every day you delay is a vote for the weaker version of yourself. Every time you choose comfort over action, you are casting a vote against your potential. And if you don't act, if you stay comfortable, you will look back at the end of 2026 and wonder why nothing changed. You see, the elite, the people who win, don't wait for motivation. They don't rely on feelings. They rely on discipline. They create systems. They make habits automatic. They take action before their brain can argue. And that, right there, is where the battle begins. You have to make a decision, a real one, not I'll try. Decide. Decide to take control of 2026. Decide to stop blaming the past. Stop waiting for perfect conditions and start building your life with small, consistent steps. You are not broken. You are unfinished. You are a block of marble holding the chisel, but you have to strike. You have to chip away at fear, laziness, excuses, and comfort. Every small strike, every daily action is shaping the masterpiece that is your life. And if you don't act now, the days will slip away. You'll scroll another hour on your phone. You'll wait for motivation to hit. You'll convince yourself that tomorrow is the day, but tomorrow will come and nothing will have changed. You need to understand the invisible power of 1%. You need to understand the danger of sliding backward. You need to understand that the sum of small actions, repeated daily, is unstoppable. And if you commit to this, if you really understand it, the rest of the 2026 journey becomes inevitable. Let's be honest for a second. Knowing what to do and actually doing it are two completely different things. Most people fail not because they lack knowledge, but because they don't know how to structure their life to make success inevitable. You can read every self-help book ever written, watch every motivational video, and still wake up tomorrow exactly the same as today if you don't create the system that forces action. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Your brain is wired to avoid pain and seek comfort. It will sabotage you every day. It whispers maybe tomorrow while the seconds of your life slip away. You can fight it with willpower alone, but that's exhausting. Elite performers don't rely on willpower, they rely on structure, environment, and habits. Let's start with the morning. If you want to win your day, you must control the first hour after you wake. This is the most critical period because it sets the tone for every decision you make afterward. Most people reach for their phone, scroll notifications, and let other people decide how they feel. If you do this, you are giving control of your life to someone else before you've even brushed your teeth. Instead, create a morning system, something small, simple, and repeatable. It doesn't have to be extreme. Here's an example that works. As soon as you wake up, hydrate. Drink a glass of water. Move your body for 5 to 10 minutes. Make your bed. Write down the one thing that, if done today, will make everything else easier. That's it. Just these 3 steps. They are small, invisible victories, but they create momentum. They are your first wins of the day, and your brain will chase the feeling of winning again and again. Next comes habit stacking. This is how you turn tiny actions into unstoppable chains. The idea is simple. You attach a new habit to something you already do. If you already brush your teeth every morning, immediately follow it by doing 10 push-ups. If you already make coffee, write 1 sentence for your project while it brews. These small actions, linked together, form a domino effect. One small win triggers another, and suddenly, the day belongs to you without relying on bursts of willpower. Now let's talk about the valley of disappointment. Every single person who achieves anything meaningful will face it. You start with enthusiasm, then reality hits. The results don't show. Your muscles are sore. Your mind is tired. Your efforts feel invisible. Most people quit here. This is the invisible battlefield where winners are made. Winners don't wait to feel motivated. They act through the resistance. They show up when the feelings say no, because they understand that the magic happens on the other side of discomfort. Here's the strategy to survive the valley. Break your goals into mini results so progress is visible every day. If your goal is to write a book, set a goal of 500 words per day. If your goal is to get fit, set a goal of 15 minutes of movement per day. It's small enough that your brain doesn't argue, but consistent enough that your results will compound. You will look back in months and realize the tiny, invisible steps created something massive. Your environment matters more than your motivation. Remove distractions. Make the right choice the easiest choice. Put your phone in another room. Pre-plan your meals. Surround yourself with people who push you forward, not drag you down. Success is not just in your habits. It is in your surroundings, your triggers, your inputs. You shape your life by shaping the world around you. Now let's address failure. Most people are terrified of it, but failure is a teacher, not a punishment. The fastest path to success is not avoiding mistakes. It's learning faster than anyone else. Treat failure like data. Ask, what went wrong? What can I adjust tomorrow? Then move on. Never waste time blaming yourself. Every day you waste on regret is a day you can't reclaim. Here's the kicker. You might feel small now. You might feel like your 15 minutes of effort or 500 words don't matter. That's exactly why 99% of people quit. But the truth is, it does matter. Tiny actions, repeated consistently, create unstoppable momentum. You are not building motivation, you are building momentum. And momentum crushes resistance. Momentum transforms invisible effort into visible results. Let me give you another story, because stories stick. The bamboo tree. When you plant it, nothing seems to happen for years. You water it, you fertilize it, you wait. And then in the 5th year, it shoots up 80 feet in just 6 weeks. People see the explosion and think it's sudden. They don't see the years of invisible growth beneath the soil. That is you. That is your work in 2026. Invisible, consistent, boring effort that looks like nothing is happening, but one day, suddenly, everything changes. Now think about your daily vote. Every choice, every action, every decision is a vote for the person you will become. Skip the gym. That's a vote against the future you. Write one sentence. That's a vote for the person you want to be. The power is in the consistency. Don't underestimate the invisible work. Don't dismiss the small victories. They are shaping your destiny. The final point for this section, you are not at the mercy of circumstances. You are not a leaf in the wind. You are the sculptor of your life. Your job is to create systems that make good habits inevitable and bad habits impossible. Your job is to stack your environment, your routine, your mindset so that you succeed even when motivation fails. This is how ordinary people become unstoppable. Here's the challenge. Pick one small, repeatable action. Start today. Make it visible. Make it unavoidable. Repeat it every single day, no matter how tired, distracted, or uninspired you feel. Track it. Celebrate it. Protect it. Then pick another. Stack them. Domino them. The results will not come from sudden breakthroughs. They will come from compounded, consistent, invisible effort. In the next section, we'll go even deeper. How to hack your biology for unstoppable energy, focus, and discipline, and the mental shifts that separate the people who dream from the people who actually live their dreams. This is where the invisible becomes unstoppable, and where 2026 can finally become your year of transformation. Let's get real for a moment. You can have the best systems in the world, the perfect morning routine, and unstoppable momentum. But if your energy is low, if your mind is scattered, if your body is dragging, it won't matter. The most successful people in the world didn't just build habits. They learned how to hack their biology so they could perform at a level most people think is impossible. And the good news? You can do it too. First, let's talk about sleep. I know you've heard it 1,000 times, but it's worth repeating because nobody listens. Sleep is not a reward. Sleep is the foundation of everything you want to achieve. It's the fuel that powers focus, discipline, and mental toughness. If you're short on sleep, your brain is weaker, your body is slower, and your motivation evaporates. People brag about running on 5 hours. Don't fall for it. You're not being efficient. You're sabotaging yourself. Prioritize sleep like it's an investment in your future, because every hour of sleep missed is a vote against the person you want to become. Next, nutrition and energy. I'm not here to give you a diet plan. You already know you shouldn't live on sugar and fast food. What matters is stable energy because willpower is finite. The fewer energy crashes you have, the less your brain will beg for comfort. Focus on real fuel, protein, vegetables, healthy fats. Eat to sustain action, not just satisfy cravings. And drink water. Dehydration kills energy faster than you realize. Movement is the next secret weapon. This doesn't mean hours in the gym or marathon level endurance. It means consistent, body-activating movement every day. 10 push-ups, a 5-minute stretch, a walk outside. Movement is not just physical. It wakes your nervous system, sharpens your brain, and primes your mood. Action creates energy. Energy creates action. It's a cycle, and the more you move, the easier it becomes to dominate your day. Now let's shift to mental toughness. Most people believe it's something you're born with. It's not. Mental toughness is a skill, and like any skill, it's built with small, deliberate exercises. Start with discomfort. Do one thing daily that challenges you. Make a call you're afraid to make. Write the email you've been postponing. Speak up in the meeting. Walk the extra mile. These micro moments of courage are training your mind to fight resistance. Over time, you'll reach a point where obstacles that once seemed impossible feel trivial. Here's the brutal truth about focus. Distraction is the silent killer of potential. You think multitasking makes you productive, but it's stealing your brain power. The elite block distractions. They schedule deep focus. They use time in 60 to 90-minute blocks and protect it like a vault. No phone, no notifications, just single-minded action. You can create the same effect. Pick one priority for the day, defend it, and attack it until it's done. Let's combine all of this into what I call the unstoppable cycle. Morning wins create momentum. Visible habits compound into results. Energy hacks keep your body and brain primed. And mental toughness turns resistance into fuel. When you master this, every day becomes a victory. Every action, no matter how small, feeds into an upward spiral that few people even know exists. I want to share a story to make this concrete. There was a man who worked in a cubicle, completely average. Every day, he felt drained. But he committed to 3 tiny habits. 15 push-ups after brushing his teeth, drinking water before coffee, and writing 1 sentence for a personal project. That's it. No excitement, no flash, no motivation required. Within a year, those tiny actions compounded. He had built strength, clarity, and the beginnings of a business from scratch. He became unstoppable not because he got lucky, but because he understood the power of small, consistent, energy-driven action. Here's the key takeaway. Motivation is unreliable, but energy is predictable. Create energy through sleep, food, movement, and mental challenges. Structure your day around it. Protect it. Guard it. When your energy is high, your habits flow. When your habits flow, results appear. And suddenly, you're no longer reacting to life, you're commanding it. But here's where most people fail. They hit a plateau. Results start to come, but slowly. The first 6 months are exciting, but then reality hits, growth feels invisible. This is where many quit. This is where the weak fall off. But you double down. You lean into the invisible work. You adjust your energy, your environment, your focus. You stack micro wins until the compounding explosion becomes undeniable. And that right there is the difference between the dreamers and the doers. The difference between 99% of people stuck in the same year they've been stuck in for a decade and the 1% who wake up one day and realize everything changed and I don't even know when it happened. That is the invisible power of daily, relentless, energy-fueled action. Now let's talk about one final element, identity. You cannot force action long-term if it conflicts with the person you believe yourself to be. You must see yourself as the person who succeeds, not someone who is trying to succeed. Say it every morning. I am disciplined. I am focused. I am unstoppable. Repeat it in your mind every time you feel doubt. Align your habits with your identity. Identity drives behavior. Behavior compounds. Compounded behavior becomes destiny. And here's the last hook. Before we move to the next section, your future self is waiting. Every choice you make today, every small action you repeat is either pulling that future closer or pushing it further away. You can feel powerless, or you can feel unstoppable. The choice is yours. And once you internalize this, once you make it non-negotiable, the rest of 2026 stops being a guessing game and starts being a victory march. Here's the thing most people never admit. Life will hit you. hard. Unexpected problems, setbacks, rejection, failure, they are guaranteed. You might think that if you follow a routine perfectly, if you stack all your habits, success will just arrive. It won't. Life is messy. Life is unfair. Life is relentless. And if you don't prepare for it, it will break you. The difference between the people who quit and the people who succeed is resilience. Not luck, not talent, not timing. Resilience. The ability to keep moving forward even when everything is against you. And resilience is a skill you build just like your body. Small, daily challenges repeated consistently forge it. Here's how you do it. Every time life throws a curveball, don't retreat, don't make excuses, don't let it define you. Instead, break it down. What can I control? What can I change? What action can I take right now? Take that action, then the next. And the next. Momentum doesn't care about obstacles. Momentum only cares about action, repeated consistently over time. Now let's talk about stacking habits at scale. You've learned how to stack a few small habits. That's great. But to become unstoppable, you need layers. One habit feeds another, which feeds another. For example, you wake up and do a short workout. That creates energy. With energy, you write your daily goal. Writing your goal triggers focus. Focus allows you to complete your first important task. Completing that task triggers confidence. Confidence triggers bigger action. One small habit compounds into a chain reaction that can dominate your entire day. The secret is to make your environment reinforce the habits you want. Don't rely on willpower. Don't rely on discipline alone. Make the good choice the easiest choice, and make the bad choice inconvenient. Want to read every night? Put the book on your pillow. Want to avoid junk food? Don't keep it in the house. Want to exercise every morning? Lay out your clothes and shoes the night before. Success is not luck, it's the product of systems designed to make action inevitable. Here's another invisible tool most people ignore: tracking progress. If you don't track it, it doesn't exist. No one succeeds by hoping they are improving. They succeed by seeing every win, every loss, every micro action. Track it. Write it down. Move that paper clip. Cross off the checklist. Check the box. Visibility creates accountability. Visibility creates momentum. Visibility turns small wins into a narrative of unstoppable progress. And yes, there will be setbacks. You will miss a day. You will fail a task. You will feel tired, demotivated, or overwhelmed. This is normal. This is part of the process. But the key is how fast you recover. Do you stay down, or do you get back on track immediately? Winners get back on track faster than anyone else. They understand the progress is not linear. It is messy, unpredictable, but unstoppable if you keep showing up. Let's make this real with a story. A young woman wanted to start a business. Every day, she faced rejection emails, technical problems, and financial struggles. Most people would have quit after a week. But she created a system: wake up, write down her top 3 tasks, make one call, track every success, move one paper clip every day. Day after day, month after month, she showed up. 1 year later, her business was thriving. Not because she had magic, not because she was lucky, but because she had mastered resilience, momentum, and consistent execution. Now it's time to take everything you've learned and turn it into a system that lasts beyond 2026. This is where most people fail. They start strong, they follow routines, they see small wins, but then they plateau, they get distracted, and they fall back into old habits. You will not. Not because you are perfect. Not because life will be easy. You will not fall because you build a machine that protects your progress and multiplies it every day. Let's be honest, the world will try to stop you. Friends, family, coworkers, they will tell you to slow down, to settle, to stop chasing growth. And even if they don't, your own mind will betray you. You will feel tired. You will feel hopeless. You will question whether all this effort matters. This is normal. This is the battlefield. The question is, will you fight or will you surrender? Winners fight. Winners fight silently, daily, consistently in ways nobody sees. You've learned about the 1% method. You know about Kaizen, about compounding progress, about identity-based habits. You know about tracking, habit stacking, morning momentum, and recovery. You know about resilience and the never miss twice rule. Now you have to understand one last truth. This is not a short-term game. This is life itself. If you apply these principles for a day, a week, or a month, you will get results. But if you apply them for a year, for life, you become unstoppable. You become someone the world cannot ignore. Here's what that looks like. Every day, you wake up and execute your morning routine. You focus on your most important work, deep and undisturbed. You take care of your body and your mind. You track progress. You move the paperclip. You cross the box. You see small victories, and each one reinforces your identity. You compound momentum. You stack wins. You recover fast from setbacks. You embrace the grind, even when nobody is watching. And here is the kicker. Once you've mastered this, your results no longer depend on luck or motivation. They depend on systems. You don't need to wait for inspiration. You don't need to rely on passion. You are consistent, and your consistency creates outcomes that feel miraculous to the untrained eye. People will look at your life and say, wow, how did you get so disciplined? How did you achieve so much? And you will smile silently because you know the truth. It wasn't magic. It wasn't luck. It was the quiet, relentless repetition of invisible, small actions. Now imagine it. December 2026. You are sitting back and reflecting. The person you were in January feels like a stranger. You have grown stronger, faster, wiser, calmer, and more confident. You look at the calendar, at the chains of red 10s you created. You see the paper clips in the jar, and you realize that every single day mattered. Every choice mattered. Every action mattered. You built a fortress of discipline and resilience, and nothing can take it away from you. This is where most people fail. They start, but they never finish. They chase motivation, quick wins, shortcuts. They give up when results are invisible, but not you. You understand the invisible laws. You understand compounding, identity, environment, and momentum. You are now the master of your own life. You no longer wait for the right moment because you have built your own moment every single day. Here's the final reward for sticking with this journey. You will not just achieve your goals. You will reprogram your entire life. You will stop being reactive, stop being pulled by distractions, stop relying on willpower. You will become someone who naturally makes the right choices, who naturally shows up, who naturally achieves more than anyone expects. You will create a reality where success, health, wealth, focus, and peace are inevitable because you are built to create them. And let me make this very clear, this is available to anyone. Not because you are lucky, not because you are smarter, not because you are stronger than anyone else. It's available because you now have a blueprint. You have the knowledge. You have the framework. You have the tools. You have the discipline to execute no matter what. The choice is simple. You can keep living in 2025. You can let another year slip by, waiting for the magic moment, waiting for motivation, waiting for luck. Or you can take the blueprint, the 1% method, and apply it relentlessly starting today. You can choose action. You can choose consistency. You can choose growth. You can choose to become the person you've always imagined. Your life is not a story of chance. Your life is a story of design. The small decisions, the tiny habits, the paper clips, the 10s on the calendar, they are the bricks. You are building a castle. And every day you decide whether you add another brick or leave it for tomorrow. The clock is ticking. 2026 is here. You cannot get yesterday back. You cannot get the moments wasted scrolling, procrastinating, or waiting for motivation back. But you can take today. You can build momentum. You can start stacking wins. You can start moving paper clips. You can start creating the life you deserve. Do this. Do it consistently. Do it quietly. Do it relentlessly. And by the time the year ends, you will look back at the person you were at the start and barely recognize them. You will have created a life that feels unstoppable because you were willing to put in the invisible work day after day, 1% at a time. And the reward, it isn't just wealth. It isn't just a six-pack. It isn't just recognition. It's freedom. Freedom from distraction. Freedom from weakness. Freedom from procrastination. Freedom to become exactly the person you were meant to be. This is your moment, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel like it, right now. The pen is in your hand. The paper is blank. The jar is empty. And the first paper clip, that's your first action. Place it, drop it, listen to the clink. Feel the proof of your commitment, and then do it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. Because when you add up all the 1% improvements, when you stack them, when you refuse to miss twice, when you embrace the grind and silence, when you protect your habits, when you automate your excellence, when you become resilient and unstoppable, the world cannot ignore you. The world will notice, and more importantly, you will notice yourself. This is not hype. This is not motivation. This is a blueprint. This is physics. This is mathematics. This is identity. This is life. Start now. Start small. Start quietly. Start consistently. Start relentlessly. The first paperclip is your ticket to a new life. And once it's moving, nothing can stop the chain reaction you've created. Let's start with the truth most people never face. Your life is the sum of the choices you make every single day. Every small decision, every action, every moment you waste or invest, it all compounds into the person you are and the life you live. You've already seen how 2026 is not some distant year. It is here. It is now. And every day you delay, every moment you wait for motivation, is a vote against the person you are meant to become. You want success. You want freedom. You want to be unstoppable. But here's the brutal truth. Most people fail, not because they lack potential, but because they misunderstand how change works. They think success comes in sudden, flashy breakthroughs. They wait for motivation. They wait for luck. They wait for the perfect moment that never comes. That's why most people stay stuck. That's why most people look back years later wondering why nothing changed. The difference between those who stay stuck and those who rise is simple, small, consistent action compounded over time. The 1% method. The invisible work that nobody notices until one day, suddenly everything is different. Your habits, your momentum, your identity, your environment, they create a chain reaction that cannot be stopped. Here's how it works. Start small, start visible, start with one paperclip, one push-up, one sentence, one call. Make it unavoidable, make it repeatable, make it non-negotiable. Every day, add one more, stack them, connect them, let them compound. The momentum builds. It becomes unstoppable. It turns invisible effort into visible results. Control your morning, own the first hour of your day, hydrate, move your body, do the one thing that makes everything else easier. Protect your energy. Hack your biology with sleep, nutrition, and movement. Train your mental toughness with discomfort, small challenges, and micro courage. Guard your focus. Create an environment that makes the right choices easy and the wrong choice impossible. Expect the valley of disappointment. Life will test you. Results will feel invisible. Setbacks will hit. Rejections will sting. But resilience is a skill. Get back up faster than anyone else. Protect your momentum. Never miss twice. Keep moving. Small actions repeated relentlessly turn obstacles into fuel, doubt into clarity, and failure into unstoppable growth. Track your progress. Make every win visible. Move the paperclip. Check the box. Each small victory reinforces your identity. You are not trying to be disciplined, you are disciplined. You are not trying to be focused, you are focused. You are not trying to achieve, you are achieving. Identity compounds faster than habit. And once your identity aligns with action, results become inevitable. Stack your habits at scale. Layer action upon action until one small win triggers another. Morning momentum fuels focus. Focus fuels achievement. Achievement fuels confidence. Confidence fuels bigger action. Energy fuels habits. Habits fuel identity. Identity fuels unstoppable results. You are building a machine, a system that guarantees growth and success, regardless of external circumstances. Imagine yourself at the end of 2026. You are not the same person who started the year. You have grown stronger, faster, wiser, calmer, more disciplined, more confident. You see the chain of red 10S on your calendar. You see the paperclips moved. You realize that every single day mattered. You built a life that feels unstoppable because you committed to the invisible work day after day, 1% at a time. And here is the ultimate truth. Your future self is waiting. Your next step is waiting. Your first paperclip is waiting. The pen is in your hand. The page is blank. And every time you act small, consistent, deliberate action, you are shaping the person you will become and the life you will live. You don't need motivation. You don't need inspiration. You don't need magic. You need consistency, momentum, identity, resilience, and systems. You need to show up every day. You need to refuse to miss twice. You need to embrace the grind. You need to protect your energy, your focus, your environment, and your habits. This is your blueprint, your map, your secret weapon. Follow it. Execute it. Apply it relentlessly. And by the end of this year, you will look back and barely recognize the person you were when it began. You will have created a life that others envy, but more importantly, You will have created a life you respect, a life you control, a life you love. The clock is ticking. 2026 is here. The first paperclip is waiting. The first step is waiting. Your moment is now. Take it. Commit to it. Show up for yourself every day, one small win at a time. And when you do, nothing will ever be impossible again. By following the system, you will not just achieve goals, you will transform your identity, your habits, your mindset, and your destiny. You will have built unstoppable momentum that lasts for life. You will become proof that small, consistent action compounded daily can turn an ordinary person into someone extraordinary. Start now. Move the first paperclip. And never stop. Do like and subscribe our channel for more.